I'm joined with John Miniotis from AbraSilver. John, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So, look, the price of gold has had a great year, but silver hasn't followed to the extent that I think many of us are expecting that it will at some point. What's happening?
Yeah, no, so look, I think silver has increased here, so we can't complain too much, but certainly has not outperformed gold. I think gold has had strong buying from central banks, et cetera, that are buying gold up for obviously the monetary aspects that gold has. But I think when you look at the silver fundamentals, they're extremely strong. So silver has a massive deficit year after year, about 200 million ounces now of deficit. Uh, per year when you look at demand oversupply. And when you look at, again, silver's unique characteristics of being both a monetary metal and being used significantly in industrial applications, really positions silver to do well here going forward. I think obviously silver tends to outperform in the later parts of a bull cycle. That's what's happened historically when you look at silver relative to gold. I think we're still in the very early innings. So obviously gold has continued to hit new all-time highs here on a relatively regular basis. Silver's time will come. I think the fundamentals are extremely strong. When you look at the scarcity of silver projects, that's another thing that really stands
And
out.
and I want to ask you about that because we've seen some big M&A in the silver space. It is a small space, but if we think about it relative to the gold space, having a few big transactions happen in the silver space, whether we're talking about Gato Silver, Silvercrest, or even just yesterday we saw Meg Silver get bought out. Does that tell us that the majors are perceiving that the bull market's coming?
There's no question. I mean, the majors need to grow, and so they're buying the single asset producers in all three of those cases. And importantly, they're looking for the lower cost producers as well. And I think that's what really stands out for us at Diablilos. We have a development project here, but it's one of the lowest cost primary silver projects out there globally. And so our peer group, when you look at our ASIC costs of about $13 an ounce, the peers were Silvercrest and Mag Silver are two projects or two producers that had similar cash cost levels as our project, and now both of those being acquired here really sets us up as a standout project, large scale, low cost. Again, there's a scarcity of these types of projects out there globally, and we're very, very pleased to have Diablilos and advancing it forward as quickly as possible.
Okay, very quickly here, just because there's going to be people that are watching this interview for the first time and they're unfamiliar with AbraSilver. What's the high level overview of the company or the high level stats on Diablilos?
So Diablilo's large-scale silver gold exploration project here. Our team's done a phenomenal job growing this project over the last several years. We've been running this company now with this management team for over 5 years. Over that time, we've doubled the resource in the ground. We've taken this to north of 250 million ounces, silver equivalent in the measured and indicated category. And in fact, we have an upcoming resource estimate coming out here within the next couple months. So shortly, that figure is going to grow even more. So large scale project. We updated a pre-feasibility study in December. Very, very good economics. Again, this is going to be one of the 10 largest primary silver producing mines in terms of size in the world globally. So producing the peak year would be 17 million ounces of silver. And on a silver equivalent basis, producing well over 17 million ounces over the first 5 years at very, very low cash costs, as we just mentioned. So very high margins.
So at this stage, you look at the project, Diablilos, what's the big hurdle here or the big step that has to be made to move this project forward?
Yeah, it's really a matter of checking off the final boxes here. So we've come a long way. We already know it's very robust, and there's still lots of exploration upside ahead. So that's one of the things that really excites us is continuing to drill. We have 20,000 meter active drill program going on as we speak. So still lots of targets, but in terms of getting this to a construction decision, some of the key catalysts that are needed there that we'll be checking off here within the next 12 months is first and foremost getting the environmental impact assessment. So getting our permit on the environmental side, that will come later this year. And then in Q1 is a key milestone for us where we announce our feasibility study, definitive feasibility study results. And also in Argentina, this project's going to benefit from this new RIGY incentive regime, and you have to apply for that. So we're going to have that application completed in Q1 of 2026 as well. So by the end of Q1 2026, we have permits in place, definitive feasibility study announced, and the RIGY approval. And then after that, once you have project financing in place, you can really start sort of shovel ready.
Okay, you mentioned the RIGY approval. I kind of just want to talk high level here when it comes to mining in Argentina with Javier Milei, who's obviously had a lot of headlines since going in. There's some people view him as a character, but I'm curious here how it's been high level in Argentina in terms of mining since he's taken over.
It's been a positive transformational change. There's no question about it. I think we're seeing now. So in Argentina, one of the historical, I mean, the main issue has been historically the FX restrictions. So there's always been foreign exchange restrictions in place in one form or another, and it's always been easy to bring U.S. dollars in. Very hard to take them out. Now with Milei's, he came into power less than 2 years, of course, ago. So he still has over 2.5 years ahead of him here. And so he introduced this new incentive regime. So it's known as RIGY, which is the Spanish acronym. And this qualifies for new projects in any industry. Mining, of course, is included. If you're investing over $200 million, you benefit by having lower taxes. So your tax rate goes from 35% to 25%. He's eliminated all export duties. So right now it's 8% for gold, 4.5% for silver. So very high export duties. Those go down to zero under this new RIGY incentive regime. And most importantly, you sign a 30-year stability agreement where there's no foreign exchange restrictions as well for the next 30 years. So really gives producers, developers the confidence needed to invest in country, knowing that you don't have to worry about how do you get your money out. And so for our project, this makes a massive difference. It's hundreds of millions of dollars, these economic benefits. And so we're moving ahead to meet that RIGY timeline. To qualify for RIGY, you have to apply before July of 2026, which we're going to do. And then you have 2 years from that date to spend 40% of your capital costs.
That's interesting. I always like those stories where you got the guys who are at the right place at the right time in terms of a country where they've really opened up regulations. So it'll be really interesting to see if Argentina plays out like that.
Yeah, no, we're very fortunate. Again, I think the economic impact of RIGY is more than double our current market cap. Our current market cap sitting below 500 million Canadian. The impact of RIGY at current spot prices would be north of $1 billion when you look at how much this project benefits from having lower taxes, reducing the export duties, and most importantly, not having any foreign exchange restrictions. It's a game changer. So certainly we're extremely fortunate. We've been advancing Diablos for a long time. And now where we're sitting, we're truly in a unique position to benefit from the current regime.
All right. Well, John, thanks very much for hopping on here. It's great to see you again. And perhaps we can chat again as you put out some of the upcoming drill results.
Looking forward to it. Thanks.
Thanks, John.